Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York. Whether you're a landscaper or a do-it-yourselfer, head over to Omni, 631-756-1125 for the best prices in town. OmniTrueValue.com is the website. Also, brought to you by Tempest, by Weatherflow. They're our newest affiliate. Get the revolutionary Tempest weather system and join the fastest growing observing network on the planet. You can find the link in the descriptor to this video. And if you use the coupon code Joe and Joe Weather Show on any merchandise purchase, you get an extra 10% off. All right, we've got gloom and doom, although it's not really leading to a whole lot in the way of watches, warnings, and advisories. So that's a good thing. And if you take a look across the weather across the U.S., we've got flood issues out in the west with any kind of rain and all the melting snows. It is going to pose a problem there. And other than that, it's just sort of typical stuff for the end of April that we're seeing. One of the things on the satellite view to notice is that there's not much here that offers any kind of optimism for today. The Northeast and Northern Mid-Atlantic states satellite view is just absolutely socked in with clouds. And we also still have some rain to work through in some areas. And when the rain stops, it's basically low clouds, drizzle, fog, and patches of light rain, thanks to the onshore flow. Now, here's the wider view. And I want to point out what's going on to our west, because we've got a blow-up of thunderstorms that's occurring in the Gulf of Mexico, a blow-up of showers and thunderstorms in the middle Mississippi Valley, and yet another area, a third area up in the western Great Lakes. And all of this is going to combine to bring more rain up the East Coast on Sunday. And they also show up pretty well on the radar. Here's the rain from overnight, which is now in New England. The back edge is making only very slow progress here on the southwest side. Much of that is on the light side. There's still some heavier rains trying to come in from off the ocean over Long Island and into Connecticut. This is going to take all day long, really, and into the first part of tonight just to move this up to the northeast. So it's a fairly miserable day. There's not much in the way of rain, though, as you go south and west from Pennsylvania down into Virginia and through the Carolinas, at least for the time being. Now, the Storm Prediction Center, as we take a look, has some severe weather risk today across southern Georgia and northern and central Florida. The thunderstorm risk the marginal risk goes up a little bit further to the north and west. The general thunderstorm risk pushes up the East Coast, and that may be more for tonight into Sunday morning as that moisture starts to lift northward up the eastern seaboard. We do have for Sunday a slight risk in southeastern Virginia and North Carolina, also in the southern half of Florida. That is going to come with a 2 to 5% tornado risk. And even for Florida, there's a 5% tornado risk being indicated. You don't see that too often. And the general thunderstorm risk pushes all the way up into upstate New York and through central New England. We do want to note that the marginal risk reaches up into Cape May. This is not a surprise to me that they've pushed the thunderstorm risk further north, given the way the setup is for tomorrow. And the rainfall in total, now this is from 7 a.m. Saturday through next week. And we're seeing anywhere from 1.5 inches up to 2.5 inches in the Northeast, and generally anywhere from 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches plus from Virginia south into the Gulf states. And also pretty busy with some rainfalls this week in the Pacific Northwest, which is going to combine with snow melt in areas in the mountains as we get rid of all that snow cover, and the drought in the west is essentially over with. So let's move into the upper air pattern, because this is going to drive our weather through next week with this block. We have this upper low in the east, and you see what's happened, at least for Saturday. We had this energy that moved up last night and this morning, and now we have this very deep trough that picks up that southern system and lifts it up the East Coast for Sunday into Sunday night. And then that upper low just not only strengthens, but basically sits here through the first half of next week. So once we get rid of all this rain, we're going to go to a situation for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday where we're going to have what I often refer to as self-destructive sunshine, where you start off the day with a little bit of sun when you look out the window first thing in the morning, and then all of a sudden you get clouds, and then you get showers that will occur during the afternoon and evening hours. So it's essentially the gloom and doom pattern is going to hold for a while, although it's going to be a little bit different when we move into early next week. The overnight rains for Sunday, as we said, sort of linger around in southern New England and Long Island through tonight, south and west of there. Not too much until the next round of moisture lifts up from the south. You've got that energy from the north combining with it. So we've got some rain coming in by tomorrow morning in eastern Pennsylvania to southern New Jersey down into the Delmarva Peninsula. You see showers and storms in North Georgia, then arcing across South Carolina to the Carolina coast. That continues to lift northward for Sunday afternoon and night for the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states. You see that low there on the Virginia-North Carolina border that runs up just inland of the coast. By the time we get to Monday morning, that will be gone. But here's that self-destructive sunshine I was talking about, and the development of some instability, clouds, and showers during the afternoon, Monday into Monday evening. It's not a guarantee that everybody's going to see those showers. They probably have a better chance of happening inland and along the coast. Tuesday, same thing. Even a little bit of snow in northwest PA and in southwestern New York. It's very, very cold air aloft. So that continues for Tuesday. And then for Wednesday, one last round of it probably as the low drops southeastward from New England and off the coast. And then that means we'll get some showers lingering into Thursday as a storm develops offshore. And then hopefully after that, it calms down a little bit. But there's still more energy that's going to be dropping down from the north and another cool high that'll be eventually building in from Canada for next weekend. Actually, next weekend doesn't look too bad. So this is typical of spring. By the way, while we're under all of this, temperatures are going to struggle. 50s today, maybe upper 50s and low 60s for tomorrow. And then I think Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it's just basically 50s to around 60 during the day side. The Joe and Joe Weather Show will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So we hope to see you then. And enjoy your weekend, even though the weather is going to be pretty much on the miserable side.